I thought our football team went out there and executed the way they needed to execute. I thought for the second week in a row there we went out and got off to a fast start. The defense got the turnover, went in and scored. That was critical, and I thought for the most part we played pretty clean. Didn't have any turnovers, which was good, and took care of the football. So we got a quick, short week, got a quick turnaround, and got to put that one behind us right now and start to work on Tulsa here in a little bit.
How do you bottle this and take it on the road?
If I knew, I'd sure like to do it. But this team's played well. They played extremely hard all year, and that won't be any different on Thursday night. So we just got to make sure we do a great job preparing, starting tonight and tomorrow, and just get ready to go.
Given the fact that it is a short week coming up, to get some of those guys out in the third quarter, start rotating guys early, and take care of the score kind of early. How huge is that going into Tulsa?
Well, we tried. I mean, that was part of the plan, was in that fourth quarter and even late in the third quarter to get some of them out, because it is a quick turnaround, and that was a good deal. It was a good situation. We were able to do it with some of those kids, and hopefully that'll help us.
Almost identical to last week, Coach. You go down right before the half. It was a big score, then you hold them scoreless in the second.
Yeah, that was critical, and that football team, to be honest with you, they've moved the football against a lot of people. They had almost 300 yards rushing last week against Middle, and they were moving the ball a little bit. But you're right, that could have made it a two-score game or whatever there at the half, and instead of that, they ended up getting a turnover right there. We took it right back down, scored to make, I think, a 35-14, and momentum shifted a little bit. And then to come back a second half again, like we did a week ago, get the ball and take it right down and score. I thought that was critical, and our guys did a great job of executing that.
What was the key for you guys today in the run game?
I think that offensive line deserves a lot of credit, again, Cato did a great job of managing the run-pass options, and they really came down and played us similar to what they did a year ago with a lot of three-down stuff, and hadn't done that for the last 3 or 4 games, but of course we had prepared for that and were able to handle it, and that offensive line did a good job blocking it, and those 3 backs with the ball in their hands are pretty good.
How happy are you with those 3? I mean, 3 backs, this is the first time in school history that 3 at the same game, 100 yards or more.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, those 3 backs are all solid players. They work hard. They've had a great week of prep. Butler's now coming and preparing like he should, and it showed out there today.
Talking about the offensive lineman, Schooler got out there quite a few times to pick up the block. How big was he today?
That entire offensive line, Alex Miraball's done a tremendous job with them, and not only Schooler, but Clint Van Horn was a captain for us this week, and he's become a tremendous player. He really has. He's really physical, and those guys have done a tremendous job, not only in the run, but I don't think Cato was sacked at all today. I don't think, but he did a nice job. They did a nice job not only for run blocking, but for protecting them too.
Doc, did you stress the physicality? There are a lot of big hits out there from you guys.
Yeah, I thought it was. We knew going in that it was going to be a physical game. We talked to our kids about nobody's going to walk through those gates out there and be more physical than we were. I mean, that's part of the thing that we expect to happen. And I thought for the most part it was a physical game, but I thought we matched their physicality pretty well.
Tight end production. I know that a lot of people look to Gator, but to have Fro make a touchdown catch when Gator comes off the field and just misses an opportunity there, and then Devin Johnson comes in there third quarter and has a big catch too. Using the tight ends to be able to stretch the field, how much does that open up the run a little bit?
Well, that helped us today because when they bracket Tommy, at times, Devin and Gator and even Fro today got one-on-one out there because of the brackets they had with Tommy. So it was great to see Fro. Fro's not normally a deep threat for us, but he ended up making that play today. And then Devin, I think Devin Johnson's getting better every week. He's starting to play with more confidence and have a total understanding of what we're doing offensively. And those 3 guys have become good players and are a big part of our offense.
How good does it feel to become bowl eligible with 3 games remaining in the season, so you can kind of revert your focus on a week-to-week basis and not trying to get that 6th game?
Well, I can assure you we didn't have any Gatorade baths or we weren't dancing in the locker room because we won 6 games. I mean, that's what we expect to do around here. I mean, winning 6, we're not our standards and expectations around here aren't to get bowl eligible and to win 6 games. It's to go play for championships. So, that's all well and good, but we got higher expectations. Our fan base does, our community does, our football program does, and we're not about winning 6 games. We're about having higher standards and expectations and preparing for next week because that can get us where we want to go.
Taj Letman's play, obviously with A.J. Leggett out today, Letman really stepped up and had a terrific first half and had some big hits, and he's not known as a physical guy, but he stepped up into that role today.
Well, we challenged him a little bit. AJ was bumped up there a little bit from last week's game, and and didn't play. And that Taekwon Lang's going, he's playing a lot of football for us and playing well. And those young kids, I mean, they're young guys. Ty's just a sophomore, and Taekwon's a true freshman. And there's a lot of young players running out there on that defense, from Corey Tyndall's to a lot of them that are young, but they're playing well, and that's good to see.
And this year, you've got a luxury that you didn't have last year, is secondary depth.
Yeah, thank goodness, because when you lose a guy like A.J. Leggett, for Taj to be able to go in there and play like he did is critical. A year ago, if we'd lost one of those guys, Smock would have probably had to go play, so that wouldn't been a bad deal watching him run around.
He's got good closers.
He does.
The decision with Lang over Hunter, is that more Lang's play in practice and preparation now?
Yeah, I mean, he's playing better. I mean, we're going to play the best players, and from where he's, the guys that produce and the guys that make plays are going to play. And Taekwon Lang's a really good football player, and he's going to continue to get better. And DJ went in and did some good things, and we need them all. I mean, like I say, we got 3 left. We had 5 games in 27 days. Now we're down to 3, I guess. So. And they're going to come quick, and we're going to need all our players out there and all of them playing well. So we just got to continue.
Not really nitpicking, but looking at getting a field goal block, it seems like there's one aspect of special teams each week for the last 4 or 5 weeks that has struggled a little bit. How do you get them back on the same page now that the offense and defense are both rolling?
Just work on it. I mean, he's got to go out and work. I mean, Tyler punted. We only punted once today, but we did a great job protected. Made a nice punt in the wind, went down and covered it well, and the guy blocked because he got the ball up. The protection was fine. There was no penetration. He's got to get the ball up, and Hake will do. He'll come back and go to work, and it's like he always does, and he'll be fine.
Is it just a precautionary thing you hope to get him for Tulsa, or just kind of?
Say it again now.
Leggett. Is it a precautionary thing with the boot, or?
Yeah, I mean, he should be back. It's not bad. But hopefully we got him back for Tulsa, but we'll see. Being a short week, who knows? But if we don't, we'll go play somebody else.
Grooms continues to get better. I mean, that first run, how big of that is a confidence run, not only for him, but for S-Ray and Stu, to sort of set that tone there and get those guys off and running.
Well, a healthy Grooms is a good player, and he's getting healthier every week, and he was good today, and to see Stu get back in there and play like he's capable of playing, and Ezrai's had a nice year. I mean, he's so that all 3 of those guys have done a good job. Remy wasn't there; he had a death in his family, had to go home, so there's a reason he wasn't out there today. So, but the rest of them, Remy should be back tomorrow and get ready to go.
With Kevin's injury and Stu's struggles, has the home run ball and the run game been something that's been kind of missing in the early part of the season that you guys are now really starting to get again?
Well, I mean, I think that Grooms, healthy Grooms is a home run hitter now. I mean, we all know that. We all know what kind of player he is, and when he's healthy, I mean, he's got the ability to do that, and so does Stu, and Tally's had a great year. I mean, he's been productive, and he's done a nice job at protection, and those other 2 guys are doing a great. Thomas Brown's done a nice job with those guys of coaching them up and taking care of the ball. And the number one thing today is we didn't turn it over. They had a couple turnovers, and we did, which was a good thing.
You made Sparrow captain earlier this week. The first series of the game, he has 2 tackles, one of those being for loss, and then the fumble recovery. How do you see the players starting to respond to, okay, you get named a captain, and now it's your time to step up and shine a little bit?
Well, I've never done that, and it's maybe the greatest thing I've ever done. I mean, you watch these kids develop as leaders, and you watch them. I mean, just the leadership that we have on this football team now, because of the number of, I think we've had 14 or whatever captains we've had throughout the year. Van Horn showing up like he has, Sparrow, like you mentioned, for the first time, Jermaine Holmes. What's fun, and you guys don't get to hear it, but on Friday nights prior to our meal prior to the game right there, they addressed the football team, and just to listen to those guys talk has been unbelievable. I wish I would have recorded it all, because they spend time, they do a tremendous job. Cato's been tremendous, and all of them have, and it's been a really good thing. I'm glad we did it.
Yeah, and they really take this seriously. We were talking to Evan, I think, Monday, and he was like, man, I've been planning my speech since the beginning of the season if I got to be a captain.
They spend a lot of time. They spend a lot of time on it, and it shows. That means, that means it's important to them. It's important is they stand up in front of their teammates and do a great job, and they have. I mean, it's fun. My favorite time of the week may be that time to get a chance to get up and hear what those guys have to say, because they do a great job of doing it.
You talked about Cato a lot this year, but talk about his overall leadership a little bit. We were looking at it earlier, and he's only had one 300-yard game this year, but the efficiency that you all have been looking for has been there a lot more this year, and part of that is his decision-making in the run-pass option.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And, I've said from day one that I felt like we could be a better offense and a more balanced offense and not have the stats that we had a year ago. Now, I think our scoring numbers are probably similar, maybe a little higher this year. I don't know. But, you know, he's just done such a tremendous job. He's so unselfish. You know, he doesn't care about stats. He doesn't care about how many times he throws it. He just he cares about winning, and you know, it says a lot about him because and the kind of kid, the way he's matured, the way he's grown up. I mean, he's really handled himself well.
It's sort of a refreshing aspect to it because, I mean, in this day and age, I mean, everybody's looking at, you know, how many statistics that people can put up and things like that, and to see a guy that was CUSA Player of the Year sort of take that step backwards for himself, but lead the team as he has. How refreshing is that?
No, it's great. It's great. You know, in today's world, there's a lot of selfishness out there. You know, there really is, and you know, he is not in any way, shape, or form selfish in any way. It's fun to watch, and you guys have all witnessed the way he's grown up. I mean, he came in here an 18-year-old kid, and right now he's turned into a man. And you know, the way he handles himself, the way he handles the football team, and he's really, you know, probably, you know, as a football coach, you get more satisfaction out of watching those kids the way they mature than maybe anything else. And he's been a pleasant surprise. Not surprise. He's been pleasant the way he's handled himself.
Coach, you certainly took advantage of all other options. Did they throw a lot of resources into keeping the ball away from your ex-receivers?
They did, and you know, they did a lot of bracket stuff, and you know, I think we ran the ball extremely well, Doug, and we were able to get the ball to the inside guys. You know, you can't take away everything. You know, and Mumu's a little bit banged up today. You know, he'll be fine, but you know, if we can score 58 or 59, whatever the hell we scored, and have whatever we do, I don't really care where the ball goes, to be honest with you. Let's just make sure we get it at the right place and distribute it the way it needs to be distributed, and those guys. But you know, I think Wilkins had a couple key first down pickups there, and I don't know the exact numbers of what those outside guys had, but I thought, you know, for the most part they were okay.
Take us back 3 weeks ago. The offense, first 6 games of the year, it seemed like there was just one thing hit or miss. How big was that bye week toward getting this offense right?
Yeah, I mean, I think you know, they just continue. I don't know. I don't know if the bye week was the reason, but you know, for the most part, you know, we were a little slow at starting at times. I thought we've gotten to where we're starting faster, and those guys, they're getting better. I mean, they've gone out every week, and you know, they've gone to work, and they've got better as players and better as an offensive football team. They just need to continue to do that. Okay, thanks, guys.